So the Jeep is finally almost done. I took it to the track today, so we're going to do a track day recap. I'm going to show the videos, show the times, and just show how the car did overall. But very first time out, I think it's important to note my car is running at 5,200 elevation up here. So the density altitude, the DA is usually 7,000, 8,000 on these warm days. So it's really hard for cars to go quick up here. But we managed to get into the low 11s. So I'll show the time slips and everything that the car did today and how it operated. But I wanted to go over all the things that have changed since last time. So I've been sanding the lid down, just getting it ready for paint. But I wanted to show the fuel line setup and what I ended up modifying back here. Just another point for those of you guys that have a Jeep and want to end up doing this. But essentially what I did, and I'll see if I can get a flashlight back here, I ended up having to bend my AC lines out of the way for now. And if I'm going to want to run AC, I'm going to have to relocate the exit of the AC. They were just clashing too much with the exit here on the water ports for the Hellcat Supercharger, and so I ended up having to bend them out of the way for now and remove the AC lines. So if you want to do this mod, just know you're going to have to do something custom to the lines, do a custom routing, because they are going to interfere, that AC setup interferes with the Hellcat cooling line. But now that that's taken care of, I did throw on the covers. It just makes it look really good. The blower looks like it belongs in this car. I wanted to show my pulley setup. So like I mentioned, I'm at high elevation. So initially I ran it with a 2.85 and it didn't feel quite right. So I ended up running a 255 pulley with a 17% overdrive, and that's equivalent to about 13 psi at sea level. So I am definitely pushing the car, and I understand the risks, but we're pushing 13 psi. Pump gas, we're running about 8 degrees of timing, so very conservative, and then we turn it up to much more on 108 octane race gas. I wanted to show the cowl fitment. Like I mentioned, you do cut quite a bit of the metal that this mounts on, so I'm securing it right now temporarily here. Zip tied the cowl to the metal piece of the car, but I will be coming up with some kind of push button setup here. That way I can remove this quickly and not have to have a zip tie there. But for now, that's what it's looking like. And it actually does look kind of decent. The hood closes. I have a Hellcat aftermarket hood, a Hellcat style aftermarket hood, and so the hood is closing. I wanted to show the tire setup we ran at the track today. So I'm running NT 555 R2s all the way around on all 4 tires, and in the back we did increase the width, so I am running a 315 35 R20. Thing I have left to do on the car, I am running a hood mounted or under hood ice tank right now. I am going to actually get a trunk mounted one to open up this space here, and then I am going to be relocating the battery from here to there. That way I can run a custom intake setup. And on the Magnuson I was running a headlight intake, so I'm going to make another headlight intake and have an entrance point for when I go to the track that feeds air directly into the supercharger. On my Magnuson, that cut about 3/10 in the quarter, so that would be very beneficial, I think, for this car as well. Just helping me manage the temps and getting a little bit more airflow there, because we're force feeding it as we're driving the car. Jump into the run videos now, and then I'll show the time slips that I got from today. All right, it's track day, first track day with the Hellcat Supercharged Jeep SRT8. We're out here at Mopar Day at Albuquerque Drags. We got the fam. We're gonna see if we can do a high 10 today. Alright, so let's recap what we did today. So I have 2 of the time slips, my 2 fastest ones. I did an 11.34 just right as soon as we got there. There was a bracket race running, and so we didn't really get to cool the car. We sat in line for like 30 minutes and ran, but it went 11.3 at 119. And again, the DA was about 7,000 today, so pretty ridiculous conditions that we're running in, but that's just where we're at up here. There was a Hellcat Red Eye and a Hennessy Hellcat. They were both in the 11.1 to 11.4 times, so right around competing with those cars up here. And then I did get to do a second run, but again, same thing. Had to wait for the bracket race, so the intake temps were already at 100, taking off the line. So definitely pulling timing up top, but cut a 1.5 60 foot and a 1.6. So launching really hard. The car felt amazing launching. So I think what we learned today, so we might end up in that condition again where we're behind some bracket racers. So I will be relocating this to the trunk, doing a trunk mounted 5-gallon ice tank, and then relocating the battery from there to there. That way I can do a custom headlight intake, which really helped my previous setup and actually made a lot of power. So that should get me into the 10s up here, which is not an easy task to do at this elevation, but those are the goals from the car now. Really happy with the performance. I had to do a lot of cutting on the Jeep. I had to do a lot of modification, but in the end, for me, this was worth it. I was already maxed out on my Magnuson setup, and so changing to this allowed me to go deeper into the 11s. And once I upgrade the engine and go 426 on this, I'll have a lot of room to grow on this blower versus I would have been capped out on Magnuson. So that's all I have for you guys today. I really look forward to updating you with the finished product. So I have a powder coated lid, trunk mounted ice tank, and an actual intake setup. So that's coming up. Stay tuned.